All right, we're recording. So, my name's Noel, and let's see here. Turn it a little bit. My name's Noel, and I'm the pickleball wonder. And I have with me today is Buddy Poole. They could normally call you Bud or Buddy. Bud. Bud
My
Poole.
hat.
Bud has retired. Okay, Bud is the son of Roger Poole, who is the son of who's Roger Poole's daddy, Bud?
Martin Elbert.
Martin Elbert. Martin Elbert Poole would be my great great granddaddy, and Martin Elbert Poole would be your granddaddy.
Right.
Yeah. And this is Martin Elbert Poole. He was the pastor of
Big Springs Church.
Yeah, Big Springs Regular Baptist Church. And there's a picture of there's a Poole reunion picture that we all are familiar with. Home of the Poole reunion, but I understand now they don't have the reunion there anymore, right? There's no. Okay. They quit it what, a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. And so they took the sign down. There's no sign there anymore, but the church still exists. Is that correct? Is the church still there?
That part is still there.
Okay. Okay. So they just took the Poole reunion thing off
Poole
of it.
reunion sign is gone.
Okay. So Big Springs Regular Baptist Church still exists.
Right.
They took his picture. Did they take his picture down?
Yes.
They took this picture down of our great great grandfather, Martin Elbert Poole. But anyway, Bud was so gracious to let me have this picture. Thank you, Bud, for that. A couple of other things that I have to show is this is Roger and Cecil. Roger and Cecil Poole. This is a picture of them, and this is the father of Bud. So Roger and Cecil, that's his parents, right there. And this is a picture of Aunt Lila, Roger, and Peggy. That would be our aunts and uncle. That would be Uncle Roger, Uncle Peggy, and Aunt Lila. And as you all probably know already, um, our great grandfather had 18 children, right?
Right.
9 by his first wife,
Peggy Moore,
and then 9 by his second wife.
Yeah.
And
Ada.
I
think that was her name.
Okay.
I never seen her either. She passed away before.
Okay.
They was all gone before.
Oh, okay. They all passed away before you were even born?
Right.
Right. Okay. All right. And then, and Bud, how long have you been living here? And we're in Ennice, right? Ennice?
Right. Yeah.
Ennice, North Carolina is where we are right now. How long have you been living here in Ennice, North Carolina?
Since 1979. I lived here before. I spent 15 years in Chicago.
Okay.
After I got out of the military, and I stayed up there till about 69 or 70, and I moved back here.
Okay.
I've been here ever since.
And your dad, Roger, did he live here his whole life in this area?
In Virginia.
In Virginia?
Just at Galax.
Galax. Yeah. Okay. And so you were telling me a while ago that the Pooles that moved down here into this area arrived here probably. Do you even know what year, approximately when they came in this area?
I think it was back before 1900, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So according to what you said, tell me what you said about where the Pooles came from.
It came from across the water, came into the New England states, stayed there a short time, his four brothers, they left there and come down to Salisbury, North Carolina. And they stayed there for a while. Then they came into this area, and two of them stayed in this area, and two of them moved farther over to Elk Creek, Virginia, and Withville,
Withville.
Virginia. Right.
Okay. Salisbury. And you said the one that was in Salisbury, they started a business there? Or is
No,
that?
I don't think they
No.
any.
Okay.
It really didn't say where they worked or how long
Oh.
they stayed there. Or what.
Okay.
Mud Creek is what they called it right in Salisbury,
Okay.
Rowan County.
Now, Aunt Lila was the last of the Martin's children before she passed away,
Passed
right?
away.
And she was, how old was she?
If she hadn't turned 104, she was getting real close.
Almost 104 years old before she passed away, and that was just a couple of years ago.
Right.
By the way, today is September 23rd, I believe, 2023. So Aunt Lila was the last one of the aunts and uncles to pass away, either from the Wilson side of the family or the Poole side of the family. Both of them. So. This is one other interesting fact: is Aunt Peggy had a gold mine in
Just out of Las Vegas.
just
Nevada.
out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I had met Aunt Peg one time when I went to a Poole reunion, but this was the name of the gold mine, was called the Tedicup Gold Mine, and she married a guy named Pop. What was his name again?
That's what they called him. I think his name was Peter Simon.
Peter Simon.
Yeah.
But they called him Pop.
Everybody called him Pop.
Pop. Okay. Yeah. Everybody called him Pop. And so she lived out in Las Vegas, and then you said Virgil moved out there too. Your brother Virgil.
Yeah.
He ended up moving out there.
Then when Grandpa Poole passed away, I think in 1939. They bought a brand new Chevrolet car, and he drove here in just a matter of hours. His big write up in the Las Vegas paper about that
Really?
Chevrolet making it to North Carolina back in such a short period of time.
Oh, really? Okay.
A 1939 model.
Interesting. Okay, that's cool. All right. And so they mined there at that Tedicup gold mine until they pretty much ran it out of gold. But
right, yeah.
But what you were saying a while ago was that was producing more gold than what?
The biggest gold strike in the state of Nevada.
Okay, that gold mine produced more gold than the biggest gold strike in Nevada. So, needless to say, they made some pretty good money in that out of that gold mine. This is a picture of Jimmy Poole, and Jimmy died when he was 27 years old, and from brain aneurysm. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're the last. You've got two sisters, right? They're still living.
Still living.
And where do they live?
One lives in Greensboro. She retired from Wrangler Bluebell. I have a sister in Galax, Virginia.
Okay, the one in Greensboro.
She spends her winters in Palm Desert, California.
Oh, okay. And the one that lives in Greensboro, what's her name?
Linda.
And your other sister's name is
Carol.
Linda and Carol are still going good, and then you have all your brothers and okay, but that's your brother. That's your two sisters. Your other brothers have passed.
Right.
Yeah. So you're the only brother left.
Bill and Jim. Yeah.
Bill and Jim.
Right.
Okay. And so what else? What other interesting things can you tell me about the area, or how many Pooles do you know that are related to you in one way or another still live in this area? Are there any?
None.
There's none.
Except, like I say, ones you was talking to just so distant. Really.
Okay.
Hardly even count them as relation.
Yeah. So is it possible maybe that, because I ran into a Ronnie Poole, and Ronnie Poole is apparently so distant, like maybe like 10th cousin or something
Right,
like
yeah.
that, right?
And he's got two brothers
Okay, that live in this area.
close by, right?
They're Pools, but they're not. They're so far removed that he doesn't. You really. They didn't even come to the Poole reunion. That's
No,
how distant they are. They weren't part of that part of the Pools. I guess it's theoretically possible that they could have been part of those four brothers, though. Is that
Oh
possible?
yeah, they are, definitely are.
Okay, so they were part of those four brothers that came from New
Up
England.
by Twin Oaks, just out of Sparta, North Carolina. There's several Pools live up there, but they're part of the ones that went into Elk Creek in Withville, Virginia.
Okay, okay,
And again, they're a little relation, but not very much.
okay. So let's say there's a Poole cemetery, right?
Right.
And all the relations that you were close to are all in that have been buried in that cemetery. Is that right? Now let me ask you this: do those other Pools like Ronnie? Did they? Is that their cemetery too, or no?
No, they're
No.
buried right down the road here, Saddle Mountain.
So they have. Do they call that a Poole cemetery too? They call it something else.
Saddle Mountain Cemetery.
Saddle Mountain Cemetery. Okay. So at the height of the Pools that lived in this area, how many Pools do you think have lived in this area altogether? Being that you're the last one.
Oh, say in a 30-mile radius or something.
Yeah. Say that.
Probably 25 or 30.
Okay. Okay. Now, you do have a son that's living doesn't live. How far does he live from here?
About 3 miles.
3 miles. Okay, so you got a son.
But he had 3 daughters.
And 3
so
daughters.
There's no more Pools.
Oh.
My brother Bill's got 2 sons, but neither one of them have any kids.
Oh wow.
So
you're saying the line is stopped? There's no more Pools anymore coming from the.
no more Pools in our family.
Wow. Okay.
One in Las Vegas, he had one son. Somebody stole his car and he's chasing him down. He had a heart attack and died. He was real young.
Huh.
So there's no Pools left out there.
Wow. Huh. Okay, so now you have one son and one daughter, right?
Yeah.
And how old's your son now? You reckon?
53.
So no more chance of him having any more children.
No.
No.
He had 3 daughters.
3 daughters. Okay,
Yeah.
and then your daughter. You have a daughter, and what's her name?
He's got 3.
No, your daughter.
Oh, my daughter's Melissa.
Melissa.
Call her Missy.
Okay, Missy. And
she had one son and one daughter.
One son and one daughter.
They're Smiths.
Okay, they're Smiths.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Poole line is done. So I'm glad I ran into you, and I'm glad I talked to you because when I pulled up, your wife told me your wife's name is. Tell me your wife's name again. Brenda. I don't think you ever told me that. Anyway, so Brenda would happen to be here, and she said that you might not show up again the rest of the day. So I didn't even think I was going to run into you.
Just get out and roam around.
Yeah.
Well, I took him down to Mount Airy to pick up a U-Haul truck.
Okay. And the way I was able to run into Buddy is because I was playing pickleball last night in Mount Airy, and one of the people there told me that there was a Ronnie Poole, and then I called Ronnie Poole, and he said, "No, I'm not really part of that clan." He said, "You need to talk to Bud." So that's how I got a hold of Bud. So I was happy I ran into you, and wow, this has been really interesting. And he gave me this picture of Martin Elbert Poole preaching, and I'll cherish this picture, and I thank you for that. And so anyway, that concludes our interview, and I'm going to post this on Facebook, particularly for the Wilson clan. I don't know if there's any Pools that I can post it to that I know of, but if there is, I will. I'll let them know. But thank you, Bud. Appreciate that. And we'll conclude that. All right.